Hello everybody, what's going on? And welcome back to the Mark Goldbridge channel. Smash a like on the video if you like the content here, because we're talking my trip to New York. I've got clips and photos to share with you on what was the visit of a lifetime. Absolutely incredible. Let us know in the comments if there's any other cities around the world that you would recommend, because I'm all for it. Because you know what? It's embarrassing, actually. I'm into my 40s now, and that's the first time I've been to New York, and what a trip it was. And I'm sure there's some amazing, fantastic cities you can visit out there. I mean, London's just down the road for me. It is fantastic. But I think for me, it was just the realization of how small the world is. It can be a daunting place, but it can also be empowering when you do get out there and visit these places. I mean, I think the big thing for me was jet lag. I mean, a week later, I still feel tired. It's only a 5-hour distance, but getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning. But yeah, look, I suppose in a way, I've never really been much of a traveller. I've travelled a lot around Europe, but never really beyond that. And I suppose I've always thought, wow, you know what? It's, you know, I think the thing I struggled with is because it was a business trip. I was there for mainly business and a little bit of pleasure, which I'll show you in a moment. Not sex stuff. But no, there was no time for that. Not even on my phone. But the reality is, I wonder if you get different stuff when you search there, which proves I didn't. But what I'm trying to say is that I think one of the things that was in my head is that you're there and you're literally on the other side of the planet from everybody else, you know, friends and family. And that was a bit of a head mess for about 2 minutes. And then I just realised it's the world, it's people, and, you know, I get on with people. So it was great. I was only there for like 2 full days, a couple of half days either side of that. But let's get into some of the clips because I'll talk you through it. Okay then, let's get this party started, and we're going to start off with a very famous park, and I'm not talking Park Lane from the Monopoly board or Ji-sung Park, we're talking Central Park.
Hello everybody, just taking a walk through Central Park, quite a famous park as parks go. Also the location of those 2 burglars come, well, God knows what they wanted to do, Macaulay Culkin, when they followed him in here in Home Alone 2. The mind boggles. I mean, maybe they'd have just, God, you know, when you think about it, great film, Home Alone 2, but what would they have done with him if they'd caught him? Thank God for the treacle and the pigeons, and the pigeon lady, because it's not worth thinking about, really. Anyway, Central Park. Just trees, really.
Just a shout out for Piers Morgan there. Obviously played the pigeon lady in Home Alone 2. Look it up. But yes, Central Park for me. That actually happened on my last morning before I went to the airport, because I'm going to show you so many places, but I wanted to get to Central Park because we watch Home Alone every Christmas, me and Seb and the kids, and I wanted to get up there and have a look at it. And fortunately, everything to do with Home Alone is right on the edge of Central Park on the south side when you're coming up from Times Square and everything like that. Which leads me on to clip 2.
Here we are in Central Park. That's the hotel from Home Alone 2. Donald Trump, I don't know whether he owns it now, but Kevin was a little shit, wasn't he? Ruined 2 Christmases running from home. I mean, I just wouldn't let him do anything ever again. Got a good holiday out of it though, didn't you? Maxed out your dad's credit card. Everything's forgiven. Be grounded for a year. More, actually. But anyway, lovely hotel.
There's a lot to be said about Central Park, and you can check out if you're like a fan of the Home Alone films. Also, Ransom, Mel Gibson. I remember that being in there. I think that's around the middle. But yeah, I mean, I could talk to you about Home Alone films for a long time. We're not here to do that. But yeah, lots of questions about the parents and the kid. But look, we'll leave that there because we're moving on to, wow, this was iconic for me because I did a clip years ago. I think it got lost on an Insta story about me having against the London Bridge. This is probably after Tower Bridge. I've never been to the Golden Gate Bridge. This is the bridge I wanted to look at in New York.
Now, as a Goldbridge myself, I am a big admirer of bridges. You've got the Tower Bridge, you've got London Bridge, you've got the Golden Gate Bridge. This is the Brooklyn Bridge. I've always wanted to see it in person, and here it is. And I've got to say, it is very good. But America, why did you name it after Beckham's kid? It should be called the Beckham Bridge. But it is iconic. I think that's the Manhattan Bridge behind me as well. I actually thought it was the bridge from Home Alone where it's got 2 layers of traffic, but it's not. It's the Brooklyn Bridge. And I'm Mark Goldbridge. looking at Goldbridge does bridges. Not in a sex way.
Yeah, yeah. Look, that was an iconic bridge. In fact, I have got a picture. There we go. That's the Brooklyn Bridge from New Jersey side. I didn't take that picture. My agent Ross did. He went over there because he stayed a day extra, and just between the gap, you can see the Empire State Building. Iconic picture that is. But yeah, I love the Brooklyn Bridge. Been in so many films. Of course, it's not named after David Beckham's son. They named him after Brooklyn. But iconic bridge, and as you can see, it was such a lovely day that day as well. And I did get to go on the bridge from Home Alone 2 where it's on two tiers, because I went back to the airport to JFK that way as well. But yeah, really pleased that I got to get there. After that, I mean, I didn't do a video of this, but I did. That's the Statue of Liberty. Which I don't actually know how big the Statue of Liberty is. If anyone wants to let me know in the chat there, I'd love to know that, because I could see it from my hotel room, very small, but that's as close as I could get to it from New York, down at Battery Park. You can get a boat there, but it was full of tourists, and I just didn't want to do that. I was on my own. I was Goldbridge Tours New York. That's what I was doing. I did most of it on foot as well. So yeah, I've got a couple of the places to show you as well. But Statue of Liberty, there's something very haunting, evocative, and epic about it. Yeah, just even looking at that picture now, it just makes me feel. I don't know, great. But it's a bit like Trafalgar Square in London. Actually, who'd win in a fight, Statue of Liberty or Nelson? He's quite small, actually, at the top, but he's got a big length that he could probably whack around the head with. But yeah, both iconic statues, certainly. Anyway, let's move the trip on. Where did I go next? Let's get rid of those. So next, I don't think there's any sound on these ones, actually. Let me have a look. Yeah, so this was Times Square. Now, the reason there's no sound on this, and I wanted to go to Times Square, look at me just acting all cool, it looks good. It does look good. The reason there's no sound on this is because I did it to Bittersweet Symphony by The Verve for an Instagram story. I'm not great at doing it though, am I? Because I keep looking down at the screen. But yeah, Times Square again. You know, what's better, Piccadilly Circus or Times Square? Times Square. But it's got the same sort of vibe, lots of different screens, and very busy place. But yeah, very good. And then this one was a personal one that I wanted to do. It's Madison Square Gardens, where Rocky beat Hulk Hogan, who was actually called Thunderlips, which would be a good name for a porn star, actually. But Thunderlips, I think it was named Rocky 3. Mr. T was in it as well. But definitely Madison Square Gardens was places that Rocky Bilbao fought at. Bit of a weird location where that is, actually. It's not just really busy all around it. But yeah, just a building I quite liked. Yeah, loved that. And then realistically, this one is without doubt the most emotive place I've been to in a long time. I will play the clip, actually, because it's Ground Zero. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to play this back without the sound, because this was like, of the whole trip, this was the thing that sort of grabbed me the most. And I would say to anybody that's going to go to New York, go there. There were so many people there, and I think there was just a face of reflection and sadness with everybody. I remember this event in 2001. I was living in Dublin at the time, and it was weird because normally a normal lunchtime you'd just be doing what you normally do, but somebody was actually leaving work that day, so we'd all gone out for lunch, and then it was on the TV screen. So yeah, it was just, and anybody who was alive at that time and witnessed it, you know, that day changed changed a lot of things. So to be able to go there, and I think that the what they've done there as a memorial is absolutely, I don't know what the word is, because it's based on a tragedy, so you can't say things like it's perfect, this, that, and the other. But in a sense, look, we can't change the tragedy. So what you do after the tragedy is something like that. It's just unbelievable. The way that fountain works and goes into the hole. It's and this is based on the foundations, of course, of the actual towers as well. So it's just very emotive. It's very evocative of those emotions as well. And yeah, I mean, I was there on my own, but so many people were there as well at the same time. And what they've done around there with the museum and stuff as well, it's just it's incredible, really. And as I said, there is another tower foundation with another fountain there. That wasn't on the day that I was there because it was being cleaned. I think that's going to take them a bit of time to do that, actually. But yeah, in the midst of a thriving city, there is this, which means people will never forget what happened that day in September 2001. And look, yeah, it was just just an incredible few days there, and hopefully that's a glimpse of it. But I know there's so much more you can do. I really can't wait to go back. And this one, actually, to finish up, was more of a personal one for me, because I loved this film growing up, and when we went there, this was one of the. I didn't find enough film locations before I went, actually, to actually do stuff, so this one was a good one. Yeah, it's the proper Ghostbusters fire station from Ghostbusters, the film in the 1980s. Absolutely fantastic look. Yeah, I loved that. Loved that. And wearing the same clothes as well. Discovering new places whilst discovering myself. Yeah, a bit of a cliche, but probably true. If you've enjoyed the video, get your comments in and smash a like on the video. But please make sure you subscribe. But also, let me know in the comments any other good cities to visit. As I said, it was just, I will go back to New York, but there's plenty of other places I want to go. And I really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed sharing that little, I should have done a vlog, but I ended up just doing loads of Insta stories instead. Next time I'm going to do a vlog. Yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll speak to you on the next one.